Now, your Alaska Link weather for Anchorage and South Central.
Good evening. We have been steering back into some more active weather conditions, but this previous low did keep most of its concerns to those coastal areas. We even know that on the backside of that system, some areas of some clearing was taking hold as we stepped throughout our Wednesday, though we are anticipating another low that we are going to be keeping an eye on to our west, as well as more series of lows coming out of the northern Pacific. But for at least the near future, it's all going to be about some pretty quiet weather conditions, seasonable as well, to end off our work week. But we will keep an eye on that weekend system, as what we're noting is that it's especially going to bring those coastal impacts again, but will it bring those inland impacts? As what we continue to see is that downsloping wind continues to win, and with that leaves us on the drier side. But if we can break that down with some stronger systems or direction of those systems, that can allow for some precipitation inland. And we've really held off any big wintry systems here as we roll it into February, so we'll see what March is going to turn out for. But also note that we have been tracking the potential of talking some cooler temperatures, and that has started to now pull back. So we're not talking any frigid conditions, but there seems to still be some pullback away from those 30s as we are extending that potential into our Thursday. We'll note that our Thursday is going to include more times of that sunshine, light northeasterly wind in place, so no big impacts there, as we'll look to top off in the Anchorage area just around 33 degrees, looking to pair up with that average high nearly on the dot. Now we will see again sometimes some sunshine here for our Thursday, 11 hours and 3 minutes, not 30 minutes yet. We'll get there though, as we're still quickly gaining daylight, getting to that point where we're now about 2 weeks out from that spring equinox. So continue to keep an eye on those daylight hours here, because we'll get to that point where that sun angle is going to be warm enough to continue to melt down that snowpack, especially if we can keep a quiet forecast. Now, much of the South Central looking to stay on the quieter side, looking at maybe some areas of some spotty precipitation for coastal regions, but noting pretty mild, climbing into those upper 30s to even some 40s possible. Into that Friday forecast, we'll see low temperatures drop down into those teens, coastal areas 20s, again, pretty seasonal outlook there. And then Friday does continue another round of some of those quieter conditions, even all the way down through Homer there at 34 degrees, Wasilla at 30 degrees. But we are seeing, as mentioned, there is going to be a little pullback, and we'll keep an eye on some of these cooler than normal conditions, as even the temperature outlook through the middle of March does show a little bit of that cooler than normal trend across the region. It is signaling with more impacts for the west coastal regions, but some of that could be extending through our local area. Though our 7-day forecast doesn't show again any of those frigid conditions, we just pull back out of those more seasonable temperatures like we'll see for our Thursday to hold more within those mid-20s as we head into next week. Now, over the weekend, we'll be watching that system that could bring some snow showers inland, but we will note that we do stay active across the northern Pacific, so more chances for snowfall will run into next week.